A young man woke up one morning to a message on his phone, a single message that changed everything. It said he had been removed from his company because of cost cutting. No warning, no explanation, just a final goodbye from the only job he had. His heart sank, his hands shook, he sat on his bed, staring at the wall, realizing that his entire life had collapsed in one moment. He was an orphan, with no family to support him, he didn't have savings, he didn't have anyone to call and cry to, he only had himself. And even his own confidence felt like it was slipping away. Still, he tried. For the next 6 months, he applied for hundreds of jobs, he attended interviews with hope. And came back with disappointment. Rejection after rejection crushed him slowly. His money finished, his landlord asked him to leave, friends stopped picking up his calls, people who once smiled at him didn't even remember him now. He had nothing left, no home, no job, no support, no direction. One evening, tired and hopeless, he walked to the nearest bus stop and got on a bus without thinking. He didn't know where he was going, he didn't care, he just needed to move away from everything. The bus was half empty, he sat quietly, looking outside as the city lights disappeared. After a few minutes, an old man sat beside him. The old man asked a simple question, "Are you okay?" The young man couldn't explain everything, but the old man understood the pain behind his eyes, so they talked a little. Softly. Slowly. Like two strangers who somehow felt connected in silence. Hours passed, the bus kept traveling, and finally, the conductor announced that this was the last stop. The young man stepped down, only to realize that he was far away from his city, a new place, a new town, unknown roads, unfamiliar faces. He had no idea where to go. The old man noticed his confusion and said, "Come with me, you shouldn't be alone right now." The young man hesitated for a moment. But he had nowhere else to go, so he followed him. They reached a big house, not an ordinary house. It looked more like a small estate, wide gates, large rooms, and a peaceful environment. The old man gave him a clean room to rest and said, "Sleep. We will talk tomorrow." That night, for the first time in months, the young man slept without fear. The next morning, when he stepped outside, he was shocked. Many people were working around the property. Some were carrying boxes, some were packing products, some were loading trucks. It looked like a big business was running there. Confused, he asked the old man, "What is happening here?" The old man smiled and said, "We make useful products from waste. We recycle. And we sell them to 17 different countries." The young man could not believe it. The old man he randomly met on a bus was actually handling such a big business. But the biggest shock came when the old man quietly shared his past. He said, "Years ago, I lost my entire family in a car accident. I had no one left. Not a single person. I was completely broken. Just like you are right now." The young man listened without blinking. The old man continued, "I could have given up. But instead, I decided to build something with people who had no one. People who were left behind. People who were abandoned. People like you. Together, we built this place. This isn't just a business. It's a home." The young man felt something melt inside him. Someone finally understood his pain. Someone finally gave him a chance. He decided to stay and work there. Days turned into months. He discovered that he was good at marketing. He created ideas, contacted clients, made plans, and helped the business grow. With his hard work and the old man's guidance, the company expanded even more. 2 years passed. The young man who once had nothing now had everything: a stable life, a supportive environment, a purpose, a family he found on a random bus ride. One evening, he stood outside the big house and took a deep breath. He remembered the day he lost his job, the day he felt like his life was over, and he smiled softly. If he had never been removed from that company, he would have never reached here. He would have never met the old man. He would have never built this new life. Sometimes losing something is life's way of making space for something better. And from that day on, they both lived happily, building their business, supporting people who had no one, and the young man learned that things happen for a reason.